Ring, ring, ring. Postman. Who this?
Cherry the worst.
What could be sweeter than you?
So boom, hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jerry and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did this beautiful cut crease look. Okay, and today I'm going to be using brushes from the Makeup Bib. I'm going to be showing you guys how I use their travel kit, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it during the video. But I'm so excited. I didn't think I was gonna like this. I kind of just took a wing on this look. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not. And I love my hair so much. I love everything about this look. I'm super excited to take my little low light videos with it. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed me being back on YouTube. Let me know what you would think. Let me know what you think about this video. And without further ado, all right, let's get started. Okay. So boom, you guys, we're gonna jump right into it. The brushes that I'm gonna be using today is from Bib Brushes. It's their interchangeable brush collection. It comes with 4 face brushes and 2 eye brushes. And I'm just showing you guys the kit it comes in. And as you can see, the brushes are interchangeable, and it comes with a guide to show you how to use each brush. There are 6 different interchangeable brushes, and there's 2 handles. And all you gotta do whenever you wanna change brushes is just screw the handles in and just start using it. This is really handy when you're traveling or you wanna do a really quick makeup look, but obviously today we're doing like the most. So you're definitely going to be able to use this during like different looks, you know. And I'm just demonstrating on camera how you can screw each one in and out and change the brushes to your liking. All right, so without further ado, we're going to just get right into it. We're starting off barefaced baby because you guys requested it. And I'm going to show you guys my foundation routine. So I start off with my Benefit POREfessional. This is like the first primer that ever made me believe in primers. It's so soft. It makes my skin feel very velvety, and it makes the foundation lay really smooth. Then I'm going to take my Nars Radiant Glow foundation, and I'm using 1 pump and just putting this all over my face. I know it looks like I'm using a lot, but it's literally a continuous line of 1 pump. Then I'm going to take the first brush out of my BeatsbyDeb kit. It's the foundation brush. I'm going to screw the handle on and start tapping and pulling that foundation out. Side note, I've been doing the 5-day turmeric face mask challenge, and oh my god, it's not clearing up my dark spots. That's the #1 thing it was supposed to do. It is not doing that. However, it definitely is clearing up my acne. Like, my skin has never looked so smooth. Like, my skin looks super freaking smooth. It's not just the foundation. There's no filter, bitch. Like, this, my face looks so good. But yeah, I might do a video on it if it actually works. I'm on day 4 now. Moving on to my concealer, I think I'm using Deep Olive at the middle of my eye and then Deep Chestnut at the border. And I like to layer my concealers like this just because I like to focus the light at the middle of my eyes, because I look very sleepy all the time. All right. And then I like to have a nice highlighted but not too highlighted look everywhere else, you know. And I'm tapping everything out with my crayon case sponge. I love this sponge for personal use, not so much as client, because it just feels super freaking soft. However, it is really big, so it's hard to get into like the little nooks and crannies of your eyes. So, you know, I just save this for myself. And so I'm just tapping everything in, progressively moving to the middle of my face, keeping all that light at the middle. And then I'm going to take my crayon case blush binder, and I'm going to use the 2 contour shades in the palette. You wouldn't know it when you first see it, but it's this dark brown shade in it and this reddish brown shade that I'm going to lightly mix together on my blush brush. And I'm just going to tap that in, and I'm going to be overly contouring my face because once I set it with highlight, a lot of that contour is just going to blend into that highlight like butter. Like, everything is just going to blend seamlessly. I love doing this when I decide to do my foundation before my eye makeup because it just helps everything kind of blend. I don't know how to explain it. And if you notice, I didn't do a cream contour because I feel like cream contours are a little bit too harsh for my low light videos. They just look way too harsh sometimes, you know? And so I just stick to powder. And as you guys can see, I'm just overly contouring my nose because once I set it with powder, it's going to blend out. And I bring that contour up to my brows as well because I like the shadow and dimension I get when I do this. And then I'm going to take my Fenty setting powder in Honey and tap this underneath my eyes, okay? I'm going to be baking. I don't usually bake, but because I'm working with red eyeshadow and I don't even get a lot of fallout, but just the slightest bit of fallout with red eyeshadow can definitely ruin my makeup. So I just baked a little bit just for this video. The only powder I remove as soon as I set it is from my forehead and my chin, just because it can look way too bright and intense if I let it sit too long. And I just take the same brush I use for my contour to just brush off that highlight. And finally, I'm going to move on to my eyes. I'm using my P.Louise Base, and I believe in Rumor 5, and I'm tapping that out with a crayon case brush. I believe this is their ink pen brushes, and I'm literally tapping it out. I'm kind of pulling, but I'm more so tapping and moving the product around with the brush. That way I get a nice soft canvas, okay? And I'm going to go into my Anastasia soft glam palette and take this dark red shade out of it and start tapping that above my crease. So today we're going to be doing a very exaggerated crease type of look. So I'm definitely starting above my crease, nowhere near it, because I want it to look as deep as possible. Then I'm going to take my matte book palette from Crayon Case and the red out of it and my second eyeshadow brush from the BeatsbyDeb collection, and I'm going to start tapping this at the border of that dark burgundy shade, and this is going to give me that nice blown out burgundy to bright red look that I'm looking for. And as I have less on my brush, I continuously tap at the edges just to get it to be really, really soft. I know in previous videos I've used 3 different transition shades, but because the third transition shade is not going to be seen ever, I just used 2 today. And so today I'm going to be using the Vaseline trick. You guys recommend it from when I'm cutting my crease with the P.Louise Base. Basically, this takes off all the eyeshadow and it gives you a nice clean slate. You apply the Vaseline in the kind of rocky way you would apply your cut crease, and then you take a baby wipe and wipe off all that Vaseline, and all the concealer and eyeshadow from it comes right off. And so would I say I noticed a difference? I noticed a difference. I definitely noticed a difference in how the base laid. It definitely made my cut crease look way more cleaner. All right, it looks super freaking clean. I don't know how I feel about this, because I'm like, okay, like I have to do an extra step. I still didn't get it to be matte. I know on their Instagram they say to use a pea size amount to get a nice flat and matte base, and you get a consistent color. However, I didn't get that consistent color. I did get a flat base, but it still looked a little bit too thin in some areas. But overall, I want to stress to you guys, I prefer this base over any base that I've ever used. I've used the MAC Paint Pot, the Makeup Revolution cut crease base, and overall this base lays down much flatter and is still tacky enough to catch onto that color without oxidizing it, and it's just overall a nicer finish, you know. So I definitely recommend this base. I just have a few qualms about it, you know. That's usual, you know, you're not gonna like everything perfectly, but thank you guys for your recommendations. It definitely helped me do my makeup better, okay? So I'm just tapping off all of that excess base if I have any. I didn't really have a lot. And then I believe I went into my Sugar Pill palette, and I just forgot to show the camera, and I took this peachy shade out of the palette and started to tap that on with a flat brush. Like I said, the P.Louise Base lays down very flat and it catches the eyeshadow super flat, so I was able to use a flat brush to tap in all of that eyeshadow. And then I took that same eyeshadow brush I used for my first shadow, and I started to tap that in at the edges of my cut crease to give that ombre type of effect that I was looking for, and I slowly worked it in. And then at the edge of my cut crease, I didn't want to close it off, so I used a little bit of that burgundy and a little bit of black just to kind of deepen it and give it some dimension. After I was done my eyeliner, I just brushed off all that excess powder, and as you guys can see, I'm not overly baked because we did not push that powder into my skin. We literally just tapped it on just to have a nice base to catch that eyeshadow, you know. And then I'm going to take my Urban Decay Lash Freak Mascara and coat my lashes a little bit because I did have a lot of eyeshadow on my lashes and I wanted it to blend into my fake lashes. And so now I'm going to take my BeatsbyDeb glitter stack. I love this freaking stack. Oh my god. And because I refuse to line my waterline, you guys, I'm going to be using the black glitter for underneath my eyes. And I feel like just putting glitter underneath your eyes just takes the look to a whole nother level. Like it transforms it into a whole different look. I don't know, like I love doing this with my clients, especially when I feel like I didn't do a good enough job. I just take a little bit of glitter and I'm like, bam. And as you guys can see, I'm putting it underneath the waterline, not touching it. That way when I take my makeup off, it's easy. So after that, I'm going to take my Spoiled Brat lashes, and oh my god, look at the case. It's so pretty. There's so many lash brands out here. I really enjoy how creative people can get with their packaging. It's just very inspirational. And I'm using the style Pouty. I like how this lash goes from small to big, and it lets me show off my eyeshadow, you know. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of white at my tear duct area just to kind of give me a tiny bit more pop, you know. Then I'm going to take my blush binder one more time, and I'm taking the red blush out of this palette. I took a little bit too much at first and I had to stop. I was like, ooh. And so I put a little bit less on my brush and started to kind of pull it out a little bit more. I'm using that same brush that I used for my contour, and I just tapped this along my contour and on my nose just to add a little bit of dimension. Then I took my JD Glow Cosmetics Serenity highlighter. This is my OG highlighter. It just gives me this nice radiant glow that I've always loved. It's comparable to the Bobbi Brown highlighters, however it's a little bit more pigmented, and that's what I love. Especially for my beauty looks like this. But now I'm going to move on to my liquid lipstick. I'm using the Maria Jones Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade MJ, and oh my god, this is like the perfect nude for me. Okay, I know it looks like a mauve color, but it matches my lips perfectly, and that's what I call a nude. And once I lined it with my brown, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Once I lined it with my brown lip liner, I was like, I don't even wear lipstick like that. You guys know I don't wear lipstick, but this was it. It made my lips look so good. Look at it. Look at it. All right. So that's about it, you guys. I don't have anything else to show you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what you think about this tutorial. I hope you loved it as much as I did. I'll definitely be back for more. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll definitely see you in my next one. Bye.
Looks, I be giving looks. Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks, I be giving looks. Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks, I be giving looks. Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks, I be giving looks. Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked.